Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I want to talk about bodybuilding expectations, more specifically, modern bodybuilding expectations and why they suck. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, so back in the day, things seemed a little bit easier, right? We didn't have all this information. We just we were a little bit naive, right? We looked at the bodybuilding magazines, we looked at Arnold and Conan and stuff like that. We're like, I can be like that if I only train hard enough, if I only work hard enough, I can look like that, right? So we kind of rode that train for a while, during the 80s. And then somewhere, Lee Haney was Mr. Olympia and he was looking good. And we're like, maybe if I just train hard enough, I can look like Lee Haney. And we still had these really naive, lofty bodybuilding expectations, right? And I think somewhere along the line, maybe in the Dorian Yates era, who knows? You could decide. Maybe in the Dorian Yates era, where he blew up and just looked absolutely huge, we started to learn more. We started to have more discussions and interactions. And then when the worldwide interwebs hit, when we started to have lifting forums, that's kind of where the world of expectations started to take a turn. And in some cases, a turn for the worse, because now all of a sudden you had 10 million voices of people who aren't making progress, talking about, hard gainers and all this kind of crap and why they can't make progress and expectations, just kind of tank. So I want to talk about that a little bit. You know, looking back, you know, believing, believing you could get as big as you want if you only tried hard enough. I remember back to the worldwide interwebs around, I don't know, 2002, 2003, 2004, when lifting forums really started to boom. And you would have guys all the time on the lifting forums, you know, you would say, oh, there's natural limits, there's natural physiological limits, there's a natural limit to how big you can get. And these guys would be like, nah, man, I'm going to show you. If you just try hard enough, you can get as big as Dorian Yates if you just try hard enough, right? If you just try hard enough, if you just believe and achieve, you can get as big as Dorian Yates, right? And here we are, like 20 years later, and we're still waiting for some of these guys to prove that if you just try hard enough, you can get bigger than Dorian Yates. But they believed, they had these big, lofty expectations. And then over time, things kind of changed a little bit. People started to realize you can't get as big as a PED bodybuilder, right? You can't get that big. And expectations started to level out a little bit. And we started to talk about natural muscle building potential. And it became a good thing. I remember back in the early days when Dr. Casey Butt first released his study on natural muscle building potential. Basically, he did some research on over 300 natural bodybuilding champions and presented us with realistic expectations. I remember presenting this stuff on the internet and just being boo, hiss, kick him off the internet. He's a fool. I can get bigger than that. Don't restrict me. Don't restrict me. Don't restrict me with your natural potential. The thing is now that if you show someone, somebody that's close to their natural potential, like on my Instagram, I've been the barman app and the barman, I posted a friend of mine, somebody I've known for a very long time via internet forums. And, his arms are like 17 and a half inches at whatever body fat percentage, 18% or whatever. If you post a picture of somebody that's even close to their natural potential, instead of people in this day and age going, I believe I can achieve that. I believe, okay, that's a good standard. That's a good quality natural standard. That's a guy close to his natural potential. Instead of getting that, you just get a room filled with steroids or, what's he taking or what's his cycle or whatever. The pendulum is kind of swung so far on the other side that if you show someone close to their natural potential, somebody, within pounds and ounces, right? Pounds and ounces, real close, everybody freaks out. Like the expectations have become so low from people using all these crappy programs and, all the hard gainers gathering in the corner of their room, you know, playing their little tiny violins about how they, uh, how they can't build mass. And then on the same hand, they're talking about training with volume and the poo poo, when you talk about building strength, all these guys, they just look at pictures of these guys close to their natural potential, and they'll just, instead of using it as motivation, the expectations have become so low that they just attack this guy or immediately doubt. There's so many guys I've met over the years that have come close to their natural muscle building potential. And I got to tell you, they look amazing. They look amazing, especially when they're under 20% body fat. You look at them, my friend that I posted on Instagram. You look at him and you're like, damn, dude looks good, right? And your knee jerk is like, what's he taking? But we have become so detached from what quality natural expectations look like, that we become so cynical. The bar is so low that we don't even think that's achievable anymore. And that's kind of a shame. And I don't blame that on people alone. There's so many fake natties, people, claiming they're natural when they're not, so much bad information, so many guys taking TRT and, gaining 5, 10 pounds of mass above natural potential. There's so much of that it's kind of cloudy, that when a real natural, shows up and he's close to his natural potential, we're kind of like beat him like a seal, club him. But that aside, the expectations have become so darn low. They become so darn low that if you see a guy close to his natural potential, does anyone really believe they can get there anymore? Is it like back in my day in the mid 80s when you looked at a picture of like Tom Platz or Arnold and you're like, I'm going to be like that. And then you go to the gym with these big juicy testicles, right? Big juicy testicles. You're like, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to be like that. And I'm just going to train hard. I'm going to train hard. But, is it the same nowadays? When people see this, are they motivated to train hard, or they're like cynical, and the expectations have become so low that there's just no motivation. There's no belief anymore that they can achieve it. I got to tell you, I've seen many, many people over the years. I've met many people that have quality amounts of muscle mass, that haven't, dove into the PED world. And, it's possible. It's very, very hard, but it's possible. It's going to be a lot harder than you think, but it's possible. But I want to encourage you guys to go get it, to go after it, to see what you can achieve, to believe and achieve, to raise your expectations. There was a story by Jeffrey Verity Schofield, a YouTube video the other day, where some guy in Reddit showed his progress over several years. And, I don't know, he was kicked off Reddit or whatever. You can check out the video because he was labeled a fake natty. That's where we become. The expectations have gotten so low that if you see quality results, everybody's in the corner going, they just don't believe they can achieve it themselves. And I don't really know what the point of this video is, other than to say I find that really sad. I find it really sad that the expectations have sunk so low that guys, when they see lifters like that, when they see reasonable natural transformations, they don't even believe anymore that they can achieve it. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.